No eye, no ear, no nose, no mouth, no body, no eye, no shape, no shape, no eye, no ear, no nose, no mouth, no body.
Yeah, we're still sitting here. We're
Back
still
again.
in the same room. Yeah, technically, yeah. I'm pretty sure that you guys got through watching the video about us talking about Wolverine, but we kind of felt like we need to talk about some of our favorite stuff about the Wolverine, and we didn't mean to want to spoil it for people, so that's why we're doing this video. So this is the spoiler video for the Wolverine.
Super spoiler alert.
Yeah, right now we're gonna give you guys 3 seconds. Okay, now we're gonna spoil stuff. All right, here we go. Crimson Chris. What is the part that really got you off your feet in this movie? I mean, like, legit.
Like it just really got it
Just
going
really
for you?
got you going for you.
I'll tell you, man. We in the movie, obviously, since it's a spoiler video, you see Wolverine lose his healing factor, and he has to claw this creature that is attached to his heart. He has to claw it out of himself in order to get his healing factor back together. Now, this is supposed to be the scene where we see Wolverine try to claw it out of himself, and if he messes up, he could cut his heart and kill himself, and he's dead. So we obviously, he's Wolverine, he's the hero. I mean, it kind of sucks for him, but he claws this thing out, takes it out, his healing factor starts up. You see his chest and all his wounds start sewing back together, and Yuriko, the girl that's fighting with him, who is supposed to be Lady Deathstrike, but is for some reason not in this movie. She is fighting Mariko's father, who's the giant douche. So she's fighting him and not really faring too well. And then Wolverine gets up and just starts being freaking Wolverine. And when I saw that, I was like, man, this is getting intense. This is Wolverine. I want to see this. Oh my god. He starts fighting this guy, and that's the part you see in the trailers where he's fighting some samurai dude in like a dojo looking place, and it's all dark, and he cuts him, and Wolverine turns around and heals up, and he starts fighting him. And oh my god, that scene was actually pretty cool. Like the choreography in that scene was actually pretty cool. You see Wolverine using his claws as like a sword, and I really enjoyed seeing that. And then he gives the guy a chance. He was like, "You tried to have your daughter killed. Live with that." And he just walks away. And I don't know why. A couple buddies of mine were talking about it while we saw the movie, but if you see a big dude like Wolverine, even though he's not even supposed to be that tall, whatever. You see this guy Wolverine with adamantium claws killing all of your friends? Why would you mess with him?
Why would you even attempt?
So he tries to attack Wolverine, cuts him behind his back, so he runs up and stabs Wolverine right in the freaking, in the chest. And Wolverine just guts this guy, man. It's
pretty much, he
so
stabs him dead in the neck.
Yeah,
he not only got him in the gut, but he stabbed him right in the neck.
It was awesome.
He ended his life. I was like, oh, this is about to be stupid. He pulled a Frieza now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Every villain that tries to attack the hero from the back always gets screwed in the end, like legit.
But seeing that, man, that really got me going. And I'll tell you, and a part that kind of pissed me off, man. He's fighting the Silver Samurai or whatever. This big hulking CGI samurai he's fighting. He's fighting this thing, and like he gets his freaking claws cut off.
Yeah, that sucked to me. I really didn't like that. I knew that was gonna happen. The moment I saw the samurai heat up his sword, I was like, oh, don't tell me this is when his claws get cut. This is gonna cut the adamantium out of him. I was like, that is bullshit. That is crap.
What part got you going, though?
What part had me going throughout? I mean, there's a lot of scenes. One scene was at the beginning where he was in the woods and he saw that bear. I think that bear was a little too big.
A little too big. That was a freaking dinosaur bear, man.
For real, that's a prehistoric bear. I mean, that bear was huge. Yeah, and Wolverine, he looked at it and he was trying to help it out, get that arrow out of him. But the bear was so wounded, and apparently the bear got poisoned. The arrow was a poison dart, and then Wolverine had to kill him. I felt kind of bad. I was like, ooh. And then Wolverine goes in that bar, And then he looks at the dude, he says, I'm gonna buy this guy a drink. He takes the freaking arrow, stabs it in that guy's hand, and he's
cool.
that was pretty good. That was a real big turning point to me. And then there was the ceremony at the funeral, where after he didn't know he had his powers taken away from him. That was a good turning point for me. I was like, oh shit, Wolverine is not gonna make it here, because he was literally like, I'm finna die. I'm going down.
He took so much
punishment.
He got shot with a buckshot shotgun,
buckshot,
freaking close
Uzis,
range
pistols, and they were like dead center. I was afraid that somebody was actually gonna hit him in the face, because I was like, if they shoot him in the head, these guys are not really aiming for real vital parts, like maybe his, like they do shoot him in the leg, but one guy got one shot in his legs. But they're not shooting for his head or anything. I mean, like, really trying to kill Wolverine. They're just trying to, injure him throughout the whole movie. And, but other than that, just him trying to survive. And not only that, the last real good scene was the train scene. And you know it.
Yeah, I think we talked about the bullet train scene a bit then.
In the other video.
Man, that was freaking hilarious.
That was the funniest freaking scene throughout the entire movie, because I thought it was going to be so bad. We said this before. I thought it was going to be bad because I thought they were going to do CG and stuff like that, but that wasn't the case. I mean, literally, Wolverine stabbing the claws into the train. My aunt, I saw this with my aunt, and even I said, how come nobody couldn't hear them clawing and stabbing up on the roof? I mean, is the train going so fast?
It was going like 300 miles an hour.
Yeah, I can see that, but wouldn't you think you could hear... you would think you could hear that just a little bit. Like, something's on the roof.
Maybe people in Japan are just oblivious, Godzilla comes and kills everybody. I guess they just, it's not,
my building's not blowing up. I think I'm alright. So, it's pretty good. But that was a good scene where he fakes that. He's stabbing up here, he's stabbing those guys, he's jumping forward because the train's going this way, and he's going behind the train, and he's just stabbing guys and knocking them down. And there's this one guy who's just so determined to get Wolverine. He's got his knife. He got that knife. He's got his one little knife he's got on the train just to hang on so tight. And he's following Wolverine. Wolverine's jumping over signs and stuff because they're going 300 miles an hour. And if they hit one of these, they're flat as a pancake. And Wolverine hops, and the guy hops. So the guy's following him, and Wolverine's like, okay, let's try this. And Wolverine does like a mini hop, just a little bit, and the dude attempts to do the mini hop, and right when he does it,
splat,
he was done. I was hilarious. Like, oh, he got ate up.
There were a lot of like really funny deaths in this movie. Like, that was really funny. A couple other people died in pretty hilarious ways. There's a scene there towards the end of the movie. You see a Viper. When she bites it, man, it's hilarious. It's pretty freaking funny.
Oh man!
Maybe it was just funny to me because I'm like immature.
No, we were laughing. We were laughing, dog. That was hilarious.
Yeah, there's a lot of funny scenes.
There's a lot of funny scenes where he gets a bath by two old women.
Yeah, Wolverine gets bathed by two elderly Japanese women, and he does not like it.
He does not like it.
Not at all.
Yeah, he felt violated. Just like he said, quote from the Wolverine, it was hilarious.
Super spoilers now.
Yeah, okay.
The villain, the main villain being like the old guy that Wolverine saved is the Silver Samurai, man. That was kind of disappointing, but the action in the movie is so good.
I like Silver Samurai, even though he's all CG. I kind of would have wished he was an actual dude, though.
Yeah,
like a legit.
He's supposed to be.
Yeah, he's supposed to be an actual real Shogun. So I would have liked that rather than a CGI. But I kind of knew that was gonna happen throughout the whole movie. I mean, I thought they were gonna go throw down at the dojo, but that wasn't the case. Like old school samurai stuff. But I did like the Silver Samurai scene because he actually was picking up the sword and actually using it, and he remembered that he has to hold it with two hands. And it was good, but like you said, Chris, it was bad. That villain at the end. I mean, Viper was bad, and the old man coming back to life at the end of it was kind of bad too. I mean, was he just sitting in the robot the entire movie, just waiting for Wolverine to just show up at this exact moment, just so he has another attempt to take his adamantium from him? It was kind of silly.
Or his healing factor.
His healing factor, yeah. He was trying to take his healing factor from him.
Let's talk about the end of the movie real quick. Midway through the spoilers, midway through the credits, you see Wolverine going through a
metal
to the
detector.
airport. He's getting ready to go to the metal detector, and he opts out and decides to take the pat down because obviously he's not going to pass the metal detector.
Yeah, no.
So he's going through it, and it starts freaking out, and it's letting him pass, and you see all this change floating around and stuff, and you hear that whomp whomp sound, and you're like, oh my god, it's Magneto. And freaking Magneto walks out of nowhere, and
then that was the moment.
Gandalf comes out, and he's like got a little hat on and everything. I'm like, oh snap! But all the people freeze, and then Wolverine tries to go to attack him immediately, and he's like telling them, you know, Logan, dark forces are coming about us.
And they're humans. They're human dark forces.
And they're gonna wipe us out and blah blah blah. Yeah. And then Wolverine's like, why should I trust you? And then Magneto is just like, you wouldn't. And all the people are frozen. And then you see freaking Charles Xavier rolling out, you know, wheels coming out, doing his thing. And then Wolverine is asking him, you know, how is this possible? And he's telling Wolverine that he is not the only one with gifts. And they give us like a little quick, you know, pan out. Bam, you're done. So Days of Future Past is definitely happening. I cannot wait.
I cannot wait.
I want to see some Sentinel action.
I want to see Sentinels.
Kitty Pryde.
I want to Kitty Pryde. I want to see some versus old versus new a little bit. I kind of want to see that a lot. I just want to see a really, really good, huge X-Men movie. A really, really good one
done right.
With all of them in it. I mean, legit.
Want to see it done right.
Yeah, done right. And I mean, what else do you think is going to happen to the X-Men franchise, even after Days of Future Past? I mean,
I think if Days of Future Past goes well, then they'll probably do something like an Avengers plus X-Men kind of thing. Where
you think so?
Maybe Wolverine being in the well, I don't know, because the way that the contracts are going and whatnot, it'd be cool to see. But I think if it does well, they'll probably do another.
I said that too.
Event or something, and probably let it die for a while and then bring it back later on, like they always do.
Yeah.
But I'm so afraid that this movie could be bad that I just want to focus on this. I want this to be good, and then in the future, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I too want to see Wolverine in the Avengers because it does happen. It does happen, and even other superheroes that are not under contract.
Well, I think
Marvel.
it would have to, because if they're going to do Age of Ultron, then Wolverine is like all up in the Age of Ultron, so that has to happen.
And Spider-Man is part of the Avengers too. So, but overall, with all the spoilers that we pretty much talked about, our favorite moments and stuff, I have to say, in my opinion, yet again, this movie is without a doubt the best superhero movie of the year right now. Even with Thor coming down the road, and I want to see some Loki action going on in that movie. But I have to say, Wolverine did his duty. He did what he needed to do. He is a soldier, like he said. I mean, he did what he had to do.
I think Wolverine brought it, man. Like, when I heard that it was going to be rated PG-13, I kind of lost faith in it, but it was good. You know what? I've heard mixed reviews about this movie, but you know, I wasn't a hater of it. But Wolverine was definitely better, in my opinion, than Man of Steel. Definitely, Man of Steel had some really good action scenes. Had a couple of weird plot holes and whatnot. The soundtrack for that movie was amazing. Hans Zimmer, thank you.
Right.
But Wolverine brought. He brought it. Wolverine brought it.
He fought ninjas, samurais, and he did what he needed to do. Even though there was a lot of cameos and that ending, dude, Marvel brings their A game every single time. I'm sorry, DC. You need to get on track. You need to step your game up really bad. But other than that, like Crimson Chris said, I mean, it's just a really good movie, and like we said, we highly recommend you guys to check that movie out. So get your tickets, get your butt up,
Get your tickets.
Yeah, get your tickets and get your butt up and go see the Wolverine.
All right, guys. Well, that's the end of our spoiler-filled video. If there are any other videos you'd like us to review, let us know. And don't forget to hit us up on the Weekly Rex page. Give us some comments on what you'd like us to actually review.
Yeah.
As far as comics go.
Yeah.
And we will see you guys in about a week for Weekly Rex, obviously. Until then, guys, have a good night. Keep reading.